The XDefiant closed beta is here, offering 4 playable factions with 16 unique abilities, 5 game modes across 14 maps, and 24 weapons with 44 attachments. That's a lot of numbers, but if you're looking to get those numbers up in the win column, you've come to the right place. We're going to help you win by breaking down the faction synergies for each mode.
You notched a win, Agent.
Game modes in XDefiant are broken up into 2 categories, Arena and Linear. Arena matches have both sides competing to achieve a higher score than their opponents in symmetrical gameplay. Linear matches put one side on offense and the other on defense and force you to employ different tactics. Regardless of the mode, you'll need to adapt on the fly to counter your opponents. And luckily, XDefiant lets you change your faction and loadout every time you respawn.
Take out all the hostiles. Stop their package.
Starting with arena modes, we have Domination. 3-point zone control, capture zones to accumulate points, you know the drill. Because the points are stationary and holding on to them is the name of the game, you're going to want factions that specialize in area denial and defense, like the Cleaners and the Phantoms. The Cleaners Incinerator drone will lay down a strip of fire, good for cutting off routes, zoning enemies, or splitting them up. Or, if you're looking to make a splash, their firebomb can immediately clear a zone of enemies, provided you get in close enough to set it off. You might not survive, but neither will your opponents, leaving your teammates free to gain control. If all else fails, remember the Purifier. The Cleaner's Ultra ability arms you with a powerful flamethrower that'll roast anyone in your path. Once a zone is yours, you'll need to hold on to it, and that's where the Phantom's mag barrier comes into play. Put 1 or 2 of these down to protect your team from enemy fire while you fend them off. In Occupy, there's only one zone you need to capture. Simple, right? Except it's constantly changing locations, forcing you to be mobile and adapt to your surroundings. Static defense can still help, but you'll want to outmaneuver and outflank your enemies. This is where the Echelons shine. Their digital ghillie suits will turn you all but invisible, letting you stealthily approach to get the drop on unsuspecting opponents. When you need some support moving from zone to zone, call in Libertad. Not only does their passive trait provide area of effect healing over time, but their BioVita boost increases overall health and health regen for all nearby allies. That extra 20 health can go a long way in winning a firefight. When you really need that extra juice, activate Libertad's Ultra, the Medical Supremo, which doubles your health and dramatically boosts your healing for a limited time. The last arena mode is Hotshot. When you kill an opponent in Hotshot, they drop a bounty. Pick up that bounty to secure a point for your team, and grab your allies' bounties to deny the enemy team of points. Whichever player in the match holds the most bounties at once becomes the Hotshot, gaining enhanced movement speed, reload speed, and rate of fire. Any bounties the Hotshot picks up are also worth more, but they are marked for everyone to see and track at all times. Offense and quickness are key in Hotshot, so Echelon's digital ghillie suit is great for obvious reasons. But their intel suit is equally useful, especially for the Hotshot themselves. Everyone may know where you are, but you can return the favor with the intel suit's ability to detect nearby enemies. Say goodbye to those surprise flanks. If you really want to get the drop on your opponents, Echelon's Ultra ability, Sonar Goggles, will reveal all enemies through walls and arm players with Sam Fisher's 5.7 pistol, letting you make quick work of the opposing team. While the objective is picking up bounties, let's be real, you're gonna have to win some firefights. And you know what helps with firefights? Extra health. Utilize the Phantom's passive ability, Hardened, to always have 20 extra base health. Or trigger Libertad's BioVita boost to get extra health and regeneration. The health regen is especially useful in extended gunfights, or when you just barely squeak out a trade. When it comes to XDefiant's linear modes, let's talk Escort first. One team is charged with escorting a package on a predetermined route, and one team needs to stop them. Attackers move the package by being near it. The more teammates there are, the faster it moves. Defenders can stop the package by keeping attackers away or contesting the zone. They can even reverse the package if they control it entirely. Static defense won't get you far with an ever-moving objective, but thankfully, Phantoms have the Blitz Shield. This triggered ability will give you near 100% frontal cover from gunfire, letting you get to the package more easily and stay longer. Until someone outflanks you. When the match is on the line and you just need to move that package a few more inches to hit the next checkpoint or finish line, don't be afraid to pop the Phantom's Ultra, the Aegis. The Aegis drops a bulletproof shield around the user big enough for teammates to fit in. Get on the package, activate the Aegis, and enemy teams will be hard-pressed to stop you. Stopping you, of course, is the defending team's objective, and they have plenty of tools to make that happen. The Echelon's digital ghillie suit is great for surprising the attacking team from unpredictable angles, while the Cleaner's incinerator drone and firebomb can move them off the package. If all else fails, use the attacker's tactics against them. Pull out your blitz shield, and while they're distracted by your enemies, get up real close and personal and say hi. You know, hi with your shield. Finally, there's zone control. 5 static zones laid out in a linear map. Attackers need to stand in zones long enough to capture them before moving on to the next, and any progress they make in the capture meter is permanent. Here, the Phantom's mag barrier can be very useful, as capturing zones takes much longer than in Domination or Occupy. If you're pinned down by a defender's sniper fire, the Blitz Shield is always your friend when you need to get on the objective. The static zones are also prime locations for Libertad's El Remedio ability. Throw this baby out and it'll disperse a healing cloud for any allies in its range, and the best part is, it stays right where you threw it, even after you die. The only way to get rid of it is by destroying it or canceling the ability. So, if you're struggling to get to and stay on the point, throw out El Remedio and help your team, whether you're alive or not. These are just some of the strategies you can employ across XDefiant's 5 modes. The truth is, there's no wrong way to play. If you want 6 gillied up Echelon players on your team, you could probably make it work. But diversity and team coordination will make winning objectives much easier. Plus, a 5th faction DeadSec will join the rotation at a later date, letting players employ battlefield hacks and other new strategies. Regardless of which faction you choose, mastery of your weapons, loadouts, and abilities is key to victory. So, what are you waiting for? The XDefiant closed beta ends on April 23rd, and certain rewards you unlock while playing will carry over to the full game when it launches later this year on PlayStation, Xbox, PC via Ubisoft Connect, and Amazon Luna. For more on XDefiant, subscribe to this channel and visit us at news.ubisoft.com.